We help people, anybody, with bikes. My name's Duncan, I work for On Your Bike and I'm a supervisor at the Bridgewater site. It might not be that they are a cyclist, but we use a bike to have meaningful, purposeful interactions with people. Our purpose is to give people time and a space to interact with us. We are there when they're here for them. It doesn't really matter what we do or don't do. Without a bicycle, with a bicycle, we're here to listen to them, and it gives them someone to listen to them. And then we deal with people like just customers coming off the street for puncture repairs or to look for a bicycle, want a bike but they don't know anything about bikes, and find us rather than different bike retailers because we're a bit different. We work with lots of people from various walks of life. We work with people that suffer with substance abuse. We work with people that have been in prison and in charge of various offences, etc. And we work with people that just struggle on a day-to-day basis. People are all different, so our approach to each individual will be different. Yes, they're in a group, but they're a person, they're an individual within a group, same as we're all individual staff working for a charity. The way I work is different to the way some of my colleagues work and the way I think, but we all work together because we understand that we're all different and need a different approach at different times. So we don't have a black and white, oh well, you've missed it, you can't do it. We don't play that kind of game. We will work with that individual. It doesn't matter to us if you're English speaking, non-English speaking. That's our barrier to overcome, not someone else's. Like if you come to us, we'll look after you. We'll see you right in our workshop. If you come to us because you want to get into cycling, but you don't have a lot of money to do that, you come and see us, we'll do you right. That's what we're here for. Remove barriers and to help people to get involved. It's brilliant. I mean, last week or the week before, we had 4 people on our own bike course, and they're all non-English speaking. And to make it real interesting, they were all different non-English speaking. We offer courses, avenues of training. We work with people on a one-to-one basis through volunteering, or we work with them in a group setting through our own bike course. We set the scene, like what we're going to do. For instance, on our own bike course, week 1, I always know is a real good week because it is very low skill requirement. Week 1, all we're going to do is take that bike and we're going to make it like deconstructed. It's just going to be a bare frame and a bag of bits. And we're going to do that together, and the first thing we're going to do is this, and then we're going to do that, and then that, then we'll stop for a drink, a coffee, a tea or a coffee and a biscuit, whatever's going on in the kitchen, and then we'll come back to it. And by the end of the session, your bike won't be a bike anymore. It'll be a bare frame and a bag of stuff. And then the week after, we're going to do this, and the week after we'll do that, and the format will always be the same. When we have people that kind of drop in or out, we do try and reschedule them back in, because our sessions run as a week 1, 2, 3 and 4. If someone misses week 1, we can catch them up in week 2. If someone misses week 2, we can catch them up in week 3. If someone's missed weeks 2 and 3, it's quite hard to catch them up in week 4. So what we'll tend to do then is we'll identify whichever site this person's coming to us from. We'll bring them in at a different time when the site's open, and kind of get them caught up or get them finished off. We'll reslot them into another course, another group of sessions. Like for us, it's about them gaining the satisfaction of doing it. I'd say as many as 9 out of 10 people come to us don't even have an interest in bikes. Don't ride, not interested in them, not bothered about them, but they want to do something or be around people, and that's what we enable, I guess. Most of the things we do are probably pastoral. It isn't at all to do with bikes or mechanicking or spannering or collections or selling stuff on a till. It is about having time for somebody, being an ear, to just listen to whatever it is, or to be the person that speaks to them. It amazes me that people can exist and not interact with people over such a long period of time. You can't fix everybody, and equally sometimes it's not my place to try and fix them. But when they come to us, because we're not just a bike shop, we're not just like we're a place that's open, and for a lot of people, just them coming in for a conversation, that might be the only person they speak to in weeks. Like them coming into us and us telling them, oh mate, you know where the kettle is, go and stick it on, will you do us a round of drinks? that is them being involved again, rather than just on their own. One of the best examples I've got of that is a school we work with, and we did our weeks 1, 2, 3, and there was one student on the course who was like mega into it, and week 4 they completely spat the dummy, changed their opinion, their attitude went proper south. When I was like, mate, what's the problem? Like, we've been having a great time. She's like, oh, I can't ride a bike anyway, so what's the something point? I was like, all right, but you can still finish your bike, and like when the other guys test ride it, just come on up and watch them do it. So where we are in Bridgewater, we're lucky to have a park that backs onto the location. There's a nice gradual grass slope on that park. So I said to the mate, I was like, why don't you sit on it and roll down it like a big balance bike? She did that a couple of times. I was like, mate, why don't you sit on it and just find your foot on a pedal? Don't have to pedal it, just get your foot on the pedal. Did that a couple of times, like get both feet on the pedals. Did that a couple of times. Why don't you just treat yourself and like just push your feet when they're on the pedals, see what happens. Started riding it around the park. This is like a 11, 12-year-old, couldn't ride a bike. And within like 5 minutes, with his mates riding the bikes they've just built on the bike that he'd just built, he taught himself to ride a bike. It was brilliant, and that is the best example so far that I've worked with. Continued attendance is the big one. You'd think like our scheme runs over 4 weeks, consecutive weeks, and they're 3 hours a session. It is amazing how many people kind of can't make week to week. Barriers, I guess, not barriers to entry, but barriers to activity or participation vary. A lot of the refugees that we work with travel throughout the night, so when they get to us, their body clocks are the opposite way around. So legitimately that is a barrier to a lot of those guys, and we work with a lot of refugees currently, loads in fact. I like people. I've always delivered like swim teaching, gym instructing, class instructing, first aid delivery. I like people, I like interaction, I like face-to-face interaction. But it's always faces. Faces make places. I like this place and I like meeting new faces, and it works really well for my mentality. If you wanted to come and see us, or you wanted to speak to us without visiting us, you can do it via our website. We've got a quite nice little video on the website at the moment under our Own a Bike section of our Bridgewater site. So we've got the 2 sites, Taunton and Bridgewater. So you can see the kind of thing you're going to do, the kind of bikes you're going to work on, what the workshop looks like. It's not like, you know, it's a bright, vibrant space. You can see the kind of bikes we get here as well. So what they are versus what they're not. They're not super expensive, high-end carbon things that look like they're going to break if you look at them the wrong way. You know, they're robust, burly bikes that you can fix. You can make mistakes on, and you're not going to break them. Like, it doesn't matter if it gets a scratch on it. It doesn't matter if you're a bit heavy-handed. If you are watching this and you're thinking you're still not sure whether it's the right idea for you, if you can, just come into the site. If the doors are open, come in. We'll put the kettle on, you can have a look at the workshop, you can have a look at the shop. We're not a closed book at all, we're a very open book, we're an open charity. If you are thinking that you might want to do it, come and see us. If you come and see us, you're like, do you know what, it's not for me, it doesn't matter. Like, we're happy to meet you, we're happy to talk to you. And it might not be right for you right now, but you might come and visit us 2 or 3 times. I've known of one person that came 4 times before they actually decided to do a course. So what On Your Bike needs, really, is quite tricky. We need more ability to be in the same place at once. We need more of us to be able to go to other places. It's not a simple thing as money. You can't necessarily just throw money at the problem, because money doesn't provide you with the right person with the right set of ears to go and listen to the right voices talking to them. We'd love for more people to volunteer and create the problem of not having enough workshop space for all the volunteers. It's hard. I don't honestly know what the answer is, but I know that what we struggle with is people knowing what we can do. So if you want to help us to help more people, it would be brilliant if you could just hit like and subscribe and share the news of what we do and the stories of the people that we help. We'd appreciate it a lot, and I'll hopefully see you soon.